dial sessions, great memory. Glad we did that. We didn't forget this time. We have some open spots. We have a few open spots if you want to sign up for some live dialing. If you're brand new here, just know our agents are hopping in the virtual office and they're dialing live. They're running appointments live in there. It's a great place to learn, great place to hang out with other people on the team. We were in there for a couple hours this morning, jamming out to music and just reaching out to clients, and it was a good time. So feel free to hop in there. I'll give you full permission if you're brand new, or even if you're in your first couple months, you can unmute anytime you want to and ask questions. All right. So definitely bug your upline, but use the resources you got, right? You got both.
Accountability call. Guys, if you saw our graphic, you know that our special guest today is Jim Larsen. A couple months ago, Jim Larsen had invited Scott and I to join the accountability call. So we are on in our third month now. It has been so incredibly fruitful. I cannot even explain it. So we have opened up our February group signups. You'll see that link. You can do the QR here, or I also posted the link in Slack. What it is it's 30 minutes, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern. 15 minutes, we get to hear from Jim and some other leaders. Jenny Goldsmith and Sarah Neal joke that they love to start their morning with Jesus and Jim Larsen. So if you are in that same train and you want to start your day on a positive, upbeat note, motivated to get your day and your business going, and you want to be held to a higher standard, you want to see yourself grow, your business grow. You hear around here, you can't grow your business more than you grow yourself. That is where this group starts. That is where the foundation of this group lies. So if you're interested, scan this and join us for February. We would love to have you.
Got to sign up by January 31st to be in this group. If you text us on February 4th, we're going to make you wait until March. All right. So get signed up. We'd love to have you. This is the calendar for the month. We're heading into the final week 5 of January. Great opportunity having a 5-week month. We end this month on the 31st. So you got to have all of your business submitted by Friday the 31st and issued by Friday the 31st to count for January. State of the Union call. Make sure this is on your calendar, February 19th, which is coming up here in a couple weeks. And the founders are going to go over vision, where the company's been, where they're going. This is a great one to plug into. It's already on your team calendar, so you just got to click and play. But want to bring some extra attention to it because this is a special national call for sure. You want to be there. A couple trips coming up that you can qualify for. Go ahead and put in the chat which one of these trips you're pushing for. I know I've had several agents text me over the last couple days saying that they're pushing for a specific trip, and I'm not mad about it. If you want to just submit business with America and that's all you do, I'm cool with that. That is a good game to play. If you want to submit just with LGA, I'm very cool with that too. Go win your trips. Let's go.
Guys, if you're a newer agent, you'll hear a lot of mentors say pick 2 or 3 carriers to focus on. Don't overwhelm yourself and feel like a fire hose with all the carriers and all the options we have. Yes, it's a blessing we have all the options, but it can be overwhelming. So pick 2 or 3 carriers. Bonus if you pick a carrier that is offering an incentive trip fully paid. These are all core carriers. They're all going to be the highest comp rates. They're all going to help you qualify for a free trip. So if I were a new agent, the 3 I would focus on would be Americo, LGA, and Mutual of Omaha. All of them are offering a trip. All of them have great customer service, great approval rates, and all of them are offering a higher comp level and bonus opportunities as well. So take a screenshot of this. If you were on the national call on Wednesday, you heard Casey Watkins, founder, said the same thing. Focus on 2 or 3 carriers, get super familiar with them, and make them one of the ones that could potentially earn a trip.
All right. Hey Gina, how cool would it be if you took your husband on a second honeymoon to Hawaii? I bet that would be pretty cool for you. You guys are getting married here pretty soon. So keep shooting
Yeah,
for it. I saw you wanted Hawaii and Iceland. So hey,
yeah,
you
I
know,
want both.
that would be pretty cool. All right. Engage National Conference. We're going to start talking about this all the way up until August. I'm going to talk about this till I'm blue in the face because I only have to convince you to go once, and then you'll never need to be convinced again. This is how Kate and I's business has continued to accelerate year after year. Is we base it off of what we're bringing home from conference. We go every year. We come home. We realign. We've seen the vision. We've seen the tactic and the game plan that go behind all the different breakouts. And then we're kind of lined up. It's like having a laser sight on your rifle. It's like you're dialed in when you get home. You're not just shooting in the dark. You're dialed in. You come home and you're ready to take on the next year. So we're going to talk about this every single week until conference comes up. But just to put it on your radar, August 13th through 15th. National call shout outs. I'll let you do these ones, babe.
Yeah, Venus Diaz, number 10 agency director. Of course, she had a $5,000 week. If you are a little bit newer to this call, you missed a week ago. Venus was announced as one of the winners for a $1,000 lead credit for having consistent $5,000 weeks since conference last September. So congratulations, Venus. Of course, you're still carrying out the $5,000 weeks here.
Excellent job. We did okay on some ready to writes. That was a great week. We're hiring. In case you guys haven't heard, we're
Lots of
hiring.
new people. Love, 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 love to see these numbers growing. Welcome
Yeah.
to everybody new.
If you're one of those six, I'm just excited for you. I'm just honored to be working with you, and we're gonna run this thing up. So let's get going. New writers this week. We have Sonia shows. Sonia, did I get the pronunciation right? It's Sonia.
Sonia.
Come on.
Sonia, Sonia, Sanya. It's fine. Whatever.
I asked for like pronunciation spell outs. That's how I like to do it. And so I just need to see that once and then I'm good. Very excited for you. Curtis Warlick and Sarit Klein, great job getting your first app in. We are so excited to see what you'll do here. A couple other new riders. We've got Gunner and Simone Jackson. Y'all take a look at Gunner's picture there. This is a man's man right here. Look at that guy. Come on, man. Slack profile pic on point. Good job, sir. Good job, Simone Jackson. Welcome to the game. It's time to go. 5K by Friday. We got Joseph Helms. Is Joseph Helms the only one so far this week?
Nope. Got one more slide.
Oh,
Oh, yep. Never mind. He
I think
was the
we
only one
forgot
so far.
it.
Oops.
Good job, Joseph. We've got the
Guys,
month
this
to
is
date.
our top 20 month to date. We're going to keep showing this every week. This will be the top 20 here. I'm going to go through the top six on the left. Sarah Hadley, just having a month. Guys, Sarah Hadley was on last week. She told you she made tiny, tiny shifts in her business and is seeing huge impact. So $23,000 APV, 24 apps. That is a great ratio. Venus DS with 11 apps, 20,000. Giovanna Mitru, 20 apps, 19,000. Look at these ratios. We talk about the average sale is $1,000. These ratios are right on point. Joseph Helms, 14,000, 12 apps. Jenny Goldsmith, just under 14,000, 10 apps. And Sarah Neal with 12,713 apps.
Great job, team. Love to see it. Love to see it. And then this is your road to ownership. This is a new slide for us. This is an exciting slide. We've got a lot of people building. This is everyone that is a writer that has a writer on their team pushing for ownership. You've got level of leadership next to their name if they've earned a level of leadership already. But we got a few people in the mix that haven't hit a level of leadership yet that are working their way on up there. So congrats, Team Hooks, Team Greenwood, Team Tom Play coming in strong, Team Banks. Team Clark, 9834, 7 apps, 2 riders. Team Smith with 19,797 in AP, 18 apps, 4 riders. Team Hadley, 23,902, 26 apps, 3 riders. Team Goldsmith coming in at 24,000, 18 apps and 4 riders. Team Neal, that smile that can light up any room. Sarah Neal killing it, 37,000, 32 apps, 6 riders. Great job. And Team Helms coming in on top. Looks like a couple of y'all are shooting for the next level here. I'm very excited for you. Team Helms with 42,040 apps and 6 riders. Put a 1 in the chat if you like this new slide that we have here.
If you are
Kate,
newer and you're like, what is ownership? What is the TL? Talk with your upline if you are not into Basecamp yet and have not received the handbook. This is what we're on our way to ownership. We're talking about levels of leadership. Get a hold of that document and review it. Become familiar with the team leader metrics, the key leader metrics, and then next would be agency owner. All of these people on the board have a team member or more underneath them, and they are on their way to owning their agency, signing paperwork, having full ownership of their agency, just like Scott and I do. And we can will it, we can sell it, we can leave it to Liam, we can do whatever we want with it and grow with it. I don't know why anybody would walk away from this opportunity, but it's there if we wanted to. So become familiar with what it takes to be a team leader, a key leader, an agency owner, and then you'll start to understand how these people are growing their way there. So for example, Team Hadley, she has 3 writers. She is on her way month 1 and month 2 of team leader. Joseph Helms has the metrics right now for first month of agency owner. He's on his way to key leader as well. So become familiar with this so that you know exactly what you're running after and how to grow here.
Come on. Love that slide. Great job, Kate. Top producers net placed for December. We want to give extra acknowledgement to those that are getting a high issue rate. Okay, so we're going to do top 3 here. These are the agents with the highest issue rate from December. Venus Diaz, 24,000 net placed, 21 apps, 71% issue rate. Sarah Neal, 7,400 in net placed business, 80% issue rate. And Sarah Hadley taking the cake there at 11.5 net placed. 16 apps, 86% issue rate. And again, these are our top issue rate agents, okay? So the agents that had the best net place business. So out of all the apps that they submitted, these are the agents that got the most approved. And you can see master agency totals there on the right. Great job for everyone who wrote an app last month. You played a part in that.
Big
All
deal.
right, that's it.
Scott,
Let's
it looks
go.
like we missed Sarah Hadley's 5K by Friday, and we looks like we had missed Manvi as her first app as well. So I will take fault for that. I apologize. We will update them if you guys want these graphics to post to social media. It's a great way to show you're being part of this business and how you're growing. So I apologize, Sarah. I will get you a new graphic. And Manvi, I will get you your first app.
Sarah, you can use the one we sent you last week, but
Yeah,
we'll
I
make
mean, it's just consistent week after week at this point.
Bambi, congratulations. Let's bring up our guest, Mr. Jim Larsen. Are you here?
Oh, he's here. We're pinning
What's
him.
going on, guys?
What's going on, sir? You outdressed every single one of us, sir.
Oh, sometimes I get fancy, Scott. Sometimes.
Looking dapper, looking great. Man, I'm so I'm so honored to get to work with you, Jim. This is a special call for us. We set up our entire guest, I guess, calendar for the first quarter, and you're the first one that we're having on. And this is
No
such a
pressure.
great way to kick, yeah, it's such a great way to kick off the quarter with our guests. And the fact that it's you, man, it's just like Kate and I just adore you. I don't even know accolade. I didn't ask for accolades. I didn't ask for anything. The person you are is a reflection of the business that you have, honestly and truly. And so we're just honored to kick it off this way. I'm excited that our team gets to hear from you today. And if you want to be a part of the accountability group for March,
February.
that's Jim's baby for February, January,
Yeah.
February. Okay, for February. I'm skipping a month here. That's Jim's baby. He kicks us off every morning. He's the one who created the group, and we're honored to get to roll with him in that group. So you'll get a little taste of what you'll get every single morning to kick off your day. So Jim, excited to have you on today, man. Uh, I'll let you do your intro. Tell the team who you are, where you came from, where you're at
Yeah, we have a
now.
handful of new
Uh,
people. So for those that don't know the Jim Larsen, let's give them a brief introduction.
Yeah, well, first of all, Scott and Kate, I freaking adore the two of you so much. From the day I met you guys, there was a camaraderie and I think a mutual respect there. Like you two, you're the type of people I want in my orbit. You're the type of people I want to grow and run with, and so it's been really cool getting to know you guys. I'm honored to be on this call. This feels really comfortable for me. I'm looking around. I'm like, I got a lot of faces I know here. Giovanna, I've known for a while. Jenny Goldsmith, I got to know her and her husband on a call the other day. Wilbur, I see every single morning. Venus and I have been talking back and forth for a bit. She's actually going to be on my team call coming up on Wednesday night. So I can't I can't see someone doing 5K every single week and like let that go. I'm like, come on, I need you to talk to my people because we need some of that rubbing off. So it's fun being here, guys, and just seeing seeing a lot of familiar faces. All right, where to start with my story? I'm the guy who quit. That's gonna be like the thing that everybody knows me as. I came here in January of 2020. I lasted about 4 months. I hated everything about this, everything. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. I felt like I didn't have mentorship, culture, community. This was the worst thing. And if you guys were at conference, I shared this from the stage, and I wasn't kidding about I will never forget this conversation with my wife. We're sitting on the back deck, we're sipping wine, and she looks at me. I'd been a Symmetry agent, life insurance agent for about 4 months. She looks at me so clear-eyed. She goes, Jim, I will greenlight you doing about anything in the world you think would benefit our family, except this. This insurance business is sucking the joy out of your soul, and you need to quit. And truth be told, I was so relieved. I wanted to quit so bad. I just needed a green light. I needed her to say it was okay. And I'm like, oh, you're going to tell me I can. I wanted to. I'm like, this is alignment. This must be from God. Like, this is the sign I needed. This is the stamp I needed. We are green light, go. I called Jacob Pogue and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. I loved making that phone call, man. I loved it so much. I love knowing who I'm talking to. So go ahead, put a 1 in the comments for me if you have had that I want to quit moment. And be honest, man, there is nothing. And I think so much of the voice that I found in Symmetry has been because I'm not afraid to have hard conversations. I'm not afraid to have people tell me they need to quit, or they want to quit, or their runway's running out and they're not making money. I am not a guy that needs to spray paint rotting picket fences white or spread glitter on stuff. I'm not that guy. I am here for the real. I am here for the transparent. I am here for the hard. And so you can put leaderboards up all day long. I want to dig into exactly how are you doing? How is your business going? Are you getting out of this what you need to get out of this? And if not, why not? I want to highlight profitability. I want to highlight people who are winning. I want to highlight people who are getting out of this the stuff that they wanted to, not just leaderboards. I don't care about leaderboards. Some of that stuff don't even issue. What good is putting applications in that doesn't issue? You're not protecting families. You're not getting paid. I don't hide behind leaderboards that don't show the real of, are you putting your family in a better financial position because you came here? So I think I've found my voice, and people have, flocked to or been attracted to my voice for that reason. I'm literally the guy who quit. So if you're thinking about quitting, I get it. I'll talk to you about it. But then I came back about 2 years later. I came back, started at the bottom like everybody else, 70% at the time in a stack of leads. I came back with 6 months of money in my savings account, a family of 5 to feed, a stay-at-home wife, and no backup plan. And in 2 years, I hit the top contract rate, equity partner. I'm now a senior vice president. We wrapped up 2024, which was my 3rd year. 2022, year 1, me producing, scrambling, trying to build, trying to do it all. 2023, we were gaining momentum. 2024, we closed as a $6.5 million agency. I think I had just shy of 500 writing agents in the agency. We've got 7 agency owners. This is in 3 years, guys. And mind you, I'm the guy who quit. Like, literally. And so it's fun for me because I've walked both roads. I have literally walked the road of I quit, this is too hard, and I've walked the road of shedding my insecurities, facing my demons, opening up the closet. Let's fight everything in this closet. Right? I ain't scared of the closet anymore. So let's go down that. I've walked both of those roads, and I love having honest conversations about those roads. So Thanks, Scott and Kate, for having me on. We're going to have an honest conversation today where
This
we are
is
not going
what
to
I
hide.
love most about Jim Larson. Like it's tough to put into words, but Jim is so relatable and so real and so raw that and this is why the accountability group is so successful and like just such a beautiful thing. Jim has a way of calling people out, calling them up, calling them higher, calling them to a higher standard without like pouring salt in the wound. Or if there is a little salt in the wound, there is love and genuine relatableness because of his story behind it. And I think like that is why people love to hear from Jim, because he's real, he's raw, he's relatable, but he's also not going to lie to you. He's not going to sugarcoat things. He's going to tell you the truth because he has that much love and care for you. And I love what Venus just put in the chat. Jim put less time into this than a college degree. That's so true. I have a bachelor's and a master's for no reason. And it's like look at what Jim has done in such a short period of time, even after he quit. So Jim, thank you for that introduction. I think for the quarter, Scott and I and our biggest focus, I did like a 2025 vision casting with the team on the first Friday of January. And one of our biggest focus is making sure people are paid, making sure they're happy. So culture and profitability. Something we talk a lot about on the accountability group is the importance of culture, the importance of getting plugged in. So that is something that I think you communicate so well. And I'd love to kind of just start there. Talk to us about culture, the importance of it, and why the Larsen Life Group is such a thriving culture, and how you prioritize that, and why agents, new and vet, should prioritize it as well.
Well, to have any conversation on culture, we use that word in our culture, not just within Symmetry. We use that word a lot. What's it mean? Put in the comments what culture means. See, when I ask this, I get a lot of different answers, and a lot of what people do in the answers, they start describing a particular culture. Don't describe it, define it for me. Change this view. This ain't gonna work for me. I just
Sorry, had to spotlight
I
you for everyone.
I just need a warning that's gonna happen. All of a sudden,
Sorry.
there's so much me.
Like now I just gotta look at myself for 30 minutes here.
All right. So what do we got for climate of your group? I can work with that, Joseph. Community, inviting to grow, growth, team, shared beliefs, connection over. Yes, Sarah, we can work with that one. Character of the people in the group, we can play with that. An environment of people who adopt the same way of thinking. I want to make it so simple. Let's call culture just the way things are done here. That's it. Just so simple. It's just the way things are done here. And you're going to have a different culture from agency to agency, just a different way things are done. You're going to have a different culture from town to town across the country. You're going to have a different culture in Facebook versus Instagram. You're going to have anywhere you go. You're going to have a different culture from a CrossFit gym to a burn boot camp. Anywhere you go is going to be a different culture. All we're talking about is how things are done here. And so I knew I've been a team builder and a culture builder for the better part of a decade, probably a little more than a decade. I knew coming in here, I had to become a good producer because I had to provide for my family. But I knew my long-term vision was building an agency. I knew my long-term vision was building an organization. I knew that's where I was headed. Put a 2 in the comments for me if that's your goal. If that's what you want from this. You want to build. Okay, we got some builders in here. Lots of 2s blowing up. All right. I knew if I wanted to build an organization, which was my goal, I needed to create a culture people wanted to be part of. I didn't even make it harder than that. If I want people to partner with me, I need to create a place that people want to be part of. Well, what's going to make people want to be part of this? Profitability, hitting goals, being clear on what our mission is, clarity, that stuff. People want to partner with that. And so from the very beginning, the very early conversation, and the stuff we shout out, the stuff we promote, the stuff we're excited about, is when people are achieving what they came here to achieve. Isn't that what's going to get people to stay? You can mask it all day long. But if a guy comes to me and says, hey, I want to come here, I want to partner with you, I want to join your agency, great. Why? What is it you want from this? You're not, I'll make you a promise. You're not just bored and rich at home right now. Like right now, put a 3 in the comments if you are so bored and so rich because you have so much extra time and so much extra money. You're like, I don't know what to do with all my extra time and money. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find the schnitzers on LinkedIn and I'm going to go get my life insurance license and I'm going to go spend my money on leads and spend my time dialing. That's what I'm going to do with all my extra time and money because I'm bored and rich. I don't see a single 3 in the comments right now because none of y'all came from that spot. Every single one of you came here because you wanted something. You came here because when you looked at your trajectory and you stacked, if you repeated the same day, the same month, the same quarter, the same year, you stacked that over and over. You looked at your trajectory and you said, man, what I'm doing right now isn't going to get me where I want to go. There's something missing here. So you went and you researched, you interviewed, you talked to people, you ended up catching a vision. That Symmetry Financial Group, of all places, there's a lot of other stuff you could have done with your time. But you caught a vision that Symmetry Financial Group and this Schnitzer organization could do what? Could be a vehicle that was going to get you where you wanted to go. It ain't about where Scott and Kate want to go. They got their own goals, their own mission, their own vision. That is irrespective and irrelevant to what it is you want. You didn't come here to work for Scott and Kate. You didn't come here to do what they told you to do. You came here because you had a mission. You had a vision. You had goals. So I create a culture that has one purpose, and that is to help the people that come in not just reach their goals. See, this is part of our mission statement. Not just reach their goals, not just achieve what it is they came here to achieve. I want them to raise the bar on what they expect of themselves and what they want to achieve. See, I think fundamentally, we have no idea in the entire world what we're capable of. We've never even seen it. We have no idea what our potential is. The hardest thing we have ever done is just that. It's the hardest thing we've ever done. It's not even the hardest thing we're capable of doing. You've never seen what you're capable of. And when you even think about in your life what you want, you even start having those thoughts and thinking through that, man, what do I want from life? I only get one spin around this globe and then I'm gone. What do I want in the time that I'm here? You start thinking about that. You want to know what ends up coming out of your mouth as an answer to that question? It's not what you want. It's what you think you're capable of. That's how you answer that question. Every single time. You're not honest about what you want. You don't even know what you want. In fact, you're a little embarrassed to talk about what you want because you're going to start thinking about what you want. And then what's going to happen? You're going to filter it and sift it through all your limiting beliefs and insecurities. Well, I don't know how to do that. I don't have what it takes to do that. No one in my family's done that. What if I told people I wanted that? Who am I to get that? They would laugh if I said that. That's unrealistic. I'm a realist. And then all of a sudden, what comes out of your mouth is like this watered down, kind of gross, diluted version of what you want. It's like you take that foolproof bourbon from the barrel, like, that's the hot stuff, man. And you're like, wait, but time out. The world wouldn't be ready for me to say this. I don't think I'm ready. I'm going to go dump a gallon of water on this. And then this is what I want. I'm going to take one sip of that. And that ain't going to do nothing. I'm a bourbon guy. That ain't going to do nothing for me. And see, that's the conversation I have with the people in my agency. That's the conversation. I don't want your watered down, diluted anything. I want the hot stuff. I want the foolproof. I want it straight from the barrel. But sometimes I got to help you understand what that even is, what that even looks like. So you're going to come and you're going to tell me you want something cute and small. You're going to tell me, well, Jim, man, if I could just make like $2,000 more a month, that would be great. Okay, we'll go get that. That sounds awesome. I expect in a little while that's going to become 4,000 and then 8 and then 15 and then we're talking about leaving your job and then we're going to go start talking about wealth creation and building. Our conversation's going to change over time. But you didn't know how to start with that. You didn't know yet how to lead with that. You didn't believe in yourself. You didn't believe in symmetry. You didn't believe in the Schnitzer's mentorship. There was a lot of relationships that had to play out before your trust built enough to give this vehicle your big dream. You had to learn what that was. So when I talk about culture, I talk about symmetry as a vehicle to get you where you want to go. That's it. That's it. Symmetry is a vehicle to get you where you want to go. It's a powerful vehicle. You still have to learn how to drive it. There's still a learning curve with it. But my sole focus is to get you out of this what you want to get. That is our culture. That is what we celebrate. And you know what? When people are achieving goals, it creates a place that people want to be part of. So how are things done here? Things are done here in a way where people are achieving what they set out to achieve. And that creates a dynamic, exciting, thriving environment that people want to be part of. I don't look at culture any more differently than that. I don't make it harder than that. If I can create an exciting place people want to be part of, where they're coming here and they're achieving what they want to achieve, isn't that all we want? Like you open a gym, you're like, what is the culture of my gym going to be? I don't know if it's anything different than people want to be here and they're getting in shape because that was their goal. Do you need a different, bigger, deeper culture than that? Like the culture of anything should be focused on keeping the main thing the main thing. Don't get it more convoluted than that. Don't make it harder. We make stuff so hard. We use really big and fancy words. I don't even have a giant vocabulary. I just get down to the point. What is the purpose and what am I doing? And don't make it harder or more complicated than that. I have an agency where people are coming in and they're achieving what they wanted to and raising the bar and what they expect of themselves. Dang it, I will hang my hat on that all flipping day. So I'm going to pull a Danny Young. I don't know if that was the question you asked me or not, but
Did it answer your question?
So good.
That's awesome, man. You went pretty deep on like realism versus optimism this week. I'd love for you to touch on that. But we had a coaching session together. It was probably like 100, probably 4 months ago, 120 days ago, Kate, where Jim talked about knowing the score to the football game, and it ties in so well to realism versus optimism. And would love for you to touch on that before we get into some other things.
yeah. Guys, when I came back here, as I mentioned, I didn't have the luxury of seeing if this was going to work for me. This had to work. My back was against the wall. Like I think a lot of people talk like this has to work for me. And I'm like, okay, cool, you're my people. But then in reality, they don't act like it has to work for them. When I say this had to work for me, I need to paint a picture. If I didn't sell stuff, we didn't have a house, right? If I didn't make sales, my family didn't eat food. Like this wasn't like oh, well, if it doesn't work, I've got this backup plan and this one, and we've got this over here. No, it wasn't like that for me. I had to make this work, or we didn't have a financial future. There were no other terms. Okay. I need to paint that picture. Like I need to be clear with that. So I come here and it's so funny looking back on this now. I came here so friggin' determined. I think ignorance was an ally of mine at the time. And I think ignorance is one of the biggest allies of the entrepreneur. I think if the entrepreneur really knew how hard it was going to be, they wouldn't sign up for it. That whole first year, man, was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. My entire life. I came in and every phone call, the stakes were so high. Every appointment, the stakes were so high. When a client would ghost me, when a policy would charge back, the stakes were so high. I felt every bit of that like a gut punch. It was the hardest thing. And it wasn't just learning the skill set that was hard. I think for me, it was the pressure on my shoulders that was hard. Like, even when I wasn't on the phone, I carried the weight of I am responsible to keep a roof over my family's head. I've been married to this beautiful woman now for, gosh, it's like 19 years coming up this summer. And like, I I carried the weight of worrying that she was going to one day wonder if she hitched her wagon to the wrong guy. What if I'd failed? In fact, here's the sad part. I already had failed. I came back to something my only history with it was failure, and yet somehow I was naive enough to think I was gonna do it. I had no track record or history telling me this was gonna be successful. And yet I had to operate as though it was. I talked in the accountability call the other day how realists make terrible entrepreneurs. Realists are really good accountants. Realists are really good lawyers. They're really good at looking at the risk, sizing up potential, playing in the world of what is likely to happen and protecting themselves from risk. Realists are very good at that. But if that's the game you play, you won't win here. You won't win here. You won't win in business. Entrepreneurialism at its heart requires you to have an unwavering faith that something you have never seen and never achieved is absolutely going to happen. And you're like, but that's so unrealistic. How could I think that way? I mean, I've got to play this out. I got to see if this is worth it, right? Like, I got to size this up. I can't just go all in and believe in something that I have no evidence to believe. I'm like, you do that all the time. Don't act like you don't do that. You do that all the time. I'm going to give you an example. Have you ever, I've used this before, so you guys have followed me a lot. You've heard this from me. Have you ever been coming home from a destination, you had a layover at the airport, and your connecting flight home gets canceled? And here you are, stuck at the airport in a foreign city. Your connecting flight's canceled. Have you ever been in that position and thought to yourself, I'm never going to see my family again? No, you knew you were going to see your family again. Here's the thing. You didn't know how you were going to pull it off. Maybe you were going to get on a bus, rent a car, take a taxi, find a different flight. You didn't know when it was going to happen. Maybe it was the weather. Maybe you were going to have to wait it out a couple days. But you didn't know how and you didn't know when, but you never questioned if. That's all this takes. It's not harder than that. I came back here and I treated it that way. I don't know how. This is a whole new skill set I've got to learn. I definitely don't know when. There are a lot of variables outside of my control, but I'm absolutely never going to waver on the belief that it will. That I can't waver on that. If I waver for 1 second on whether or not this is worth it, and I start asking myself whether or not it's worth it, that rabbit trail never ends. Here's how it goes. I'm going to paint you a picture of here's how it goes. If you have not decided that you're getting home, if you have not decided that you're going to win, if you have not decided that this is going to work, and you leave that little window open that maybe this isn't it, here's what happens. Every challenge, every obstacle, every hiccup comes a question in your mind. Is this worth it? Is this worth another investment? Is this worth more time? Is this worth giving more of myself? Is it worth it? And it constantly harps at you. Every time you get told off on the phone, it harps at you. Every time you get hung up on, it harps at you. Every single time you get ghosted by an appointment, it harps at you. Is this really worth it? Are the leads really worth it? Does the system really work? Every time Scott and Kate say, hey, you need to get more leads, you're like, I'm already $1,000 in debt on my credit card for the last 2 weeks. I haven't closed anything. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Put a 4 in the comments if you got kids. I want to see my parents. Put a 4 in the comments. We got some parents here. Okay. Tell me this. If you ever had one of your kids be so nagging, so annoying, so oppressively that you ended up giving them what they wanted just to shut them up and get them out of your freaking face. Put a 5 in the comments if you ever did that. Maybe you're better than me. Maybe you're a better parent than me. You're like, no, I stuck to my principles and I told them. Cool, all the time. Really, like you never once extended screen time because, dear God, it was quiet. It was quiet. I don't want them on the screen, but it's freaking quiet. That nagging kid, that's your insecurity that sits on your shoulder and harps at you with every single challenge, obstacle, every time. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? You want to know what's going to happen? Eventually, you're just going to be like, no, get out of my face. It's not worth it. Jacob Pogue, hi, how are you? I'm not doing this anymore. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But there's another road to walk. And that's the road that says, I've decided I'm going to win. And since I decided, I know I don't stop here, so I just need to figure it out. I just need to get curious. How do I win? I don't have a good show rate. People aren't showing up on these appointments I set. Can I tell you guys, Scott, we got time, right? Yeah, we got some time. I want to tell you guys what learning to produce looked like for me. Real talk, 4 months into this thing, full-time, spending $250 to $400 a week on leads that I felt like I could barely afford. 4 months in, I had broken even on my lead cost. 4 months. Months 5, 6, 7, I started getting profitable. As in, I was making more money than I was spending. But if you looked at my hourly rate, people at McDonald's making more than me per hour. I was making more than I was spending. Well, I wasn't getting paid well. Months 9, 10, 11, I started getting good at it. It was a year in before I could reverse engineer what it is I wanted to make. A year. Before I could be like, all right, I want to make 10 grand, 15 grand this month. Cool. I need, based on my issue rate, I need to submit this much in business. If I'm going to submit this much, I need to sit with this many appointments. If I'm going to sit with this many, I need to set this many. If I'm going to set this many, I need to talk to this many people. If I'm going to talk to this many people, I need to make this many phone calls. If I want to make this many phone calls, I need this many people in my leads database. Reverse engineer. Took me a year to get there. I get new agents, not the ones I recruit because I set these expectations ahead of time. But sometimes in my downline, I get new agents. They're like 4 weeks in. If they can't reverse engineer it, they're like, this don't work. I'm like, what did you expect? It took me a year. You want to pull that off in 4 weeks? Let me tell you what it was like for me. I came back here and I knew what I was signing up for when I came back. I'd already been here once. So I get my leads and I start dialing them, right? And the phone for me, I don't know about you, but the phone for me weighed 1,000,000 pounds. There is something in my personality wiring. I can trace it back and psychoanalyze exactly where it came from. That'll be a different story, a different time. But I am terrified to impose myself on people. I won't impose myself. I have to be invited. I have to be invited. I have to know I'm welcome. I have to know I'm wanted. I will always leave people wanting more of me rather than less of me. I refuse to invite myself into a situation. If I want to go to that situation, I will simply figure out what the metrics are and how to get myself wanted. I will never invite myself. So this idea, this is my wiring, my personality, this idea that I'm gonna pick up the phone, interrupt someone in the middle of the day that is not expecting my call, horrified me. Terrified. Like that phone weighed 1,000,000 pounds. And I had to just face it and face it. Well, day one, I made like, I don't know, I called like 10 leads, even got a hold of like 6 of them. 4 of them were all set. 1 hung up on me. And the last one I talked to, it was a guy's name on the lead card and a freaking female voice answered. And I'm like, well, shit, there goes my script. I immediately don't know what to do. I freaked out and I hung up on her. Then I realized I really do suck at this. This is not going to work. Holy crap. I have no backup plan. I suck at this. What did I just do by burning all my bridges and having no backup plan? Why did I think coming back here was a good idea? I drank 3 beers. I cried. I quit in my head again and I took a nap. It was 10:30 in the morning. That was my first day dialing. And then I woke up from my nap. I'm like, holy crap. I don't have a backup plan. I only have one option. I have to get back on the phone. So I went back and I picked up the phone. At the end of the week, I called Jamie Susie. She's my mentor. I called Jamie and I'm like, Jamie, I made like 100 dials this week. I'm expecting her to be proud of me. She's like, Jim, that's so great. How many appointments did you set? Oh, I didn't set any appointments. They were all set. They didn't really need my help. She's like, Jim, you're not just supposed to dial. You're supposed to set appointments. I'm like, oh crap, she's right. I'm not gonna win just by dial. I gotta set appointments. So I had to learn this whole skill set that I didn't have before on how to bypass their first layer of resistance to actually set the appointment. And so I'm like, all right, I got to learn this. I got to practice this. I got to work this. I'm like in the mirror. I'm like rehearsing with myself. I'm role playing. I'm deep diving in this. And then I hit the phones the next
Okay,
week.
puppy, let's go.
And I'm like, Jamie, you're not going
Be
to
a good
believe
boy.
this.
Come on.
I set like,
Come on.
10 appointments this week. Can we mute Tim? Can someone hit mute on Tim?
Little puppy, little puppy.
There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. I'm like, Jamie, I set 10 appointments. This is awesome. She goes, hey, Jim, that's awesome. How many did you run? I mean, they didn't show. I didn't run any of them. She's like, Jim, the point isn't to set appointments. Like, the point is to actually run these appointments and meet with people. I'm like, oh, crap, she's right. I'm not going to win by just setting appointments. Shoot. So now I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to learn this whole art of like locking down an appointment. Who even knew that was a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. That's a thing. Apparently your show rate is a real thing here where lots of people tell you that they're going to meet you and then they don't. And you got to learn this whole skill set and art on how to lock this down. So I had to go through a whole other learning curve and unpeel a whole other layer of this stupid skill set that I didn't know. And so I'm like working on it, locking it down. And then he started showing up. Jamie, you're not going to believe this. I ran like 5 appointments this week. She's like, Jim, that's great. She's like, I didn't see any opt emails come in. How many apps did you? Oh, I didn't sell them. I didn't sell. They didn't really need my help, or they wanted to think about it. So I didn't sell anything. She's like, Jim, the point isn't to run a point. Like, you need to protect people. I'm like, well, why don't you give me everything up at once? You just keep telling me the next thing. I'm like, dang it. All right, well, now I got to learn this whole new skill set of actually like meeting with people, establishing the need, doing the role and purpose, and like actually closing it. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn closing. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to role play it. I'm practicing in the mirror. I'm practicing. I'm rehearsed. You're going to learn that about me. I'm a big believer in being prepared and rehearsed. If I am a professional, I hold myself to the same standard that I would hold any other professional in any other field. I am going to be as rehearsed and practiced in life insurance as I expect a surgeon to be rehearsed and practiced doing surgery. I am going to be as rehearsed and practiced as I expect an entertainer on the stage to be rehearsed and practiced. I do not take what I do as a profession lightly. If this is what I do to provide for my family, it deserves the same effort, energy, attention, and expertise out of me than any other profession deserves out of that professional. So I rehearsed, I practiced. Jamie, did you see that email, Jamie? Did you see those emails? I closed them. Get the email back. Based on the MIB record, we are unable to offer. Stop up. Jim, did those policies issue? No, Jamie, no, they didn't issue. I closed and they didn't issue. It's like, Jim, the point isn't just to submit apps. The point is to protect families and get paid. Now I had a whole new skill set to learn. I had to learn the skill set of field underwriting, where I learned how to match the client to the best policy for them. If you told me up front the skill set here was like a layer and appeal and appeal and appeal over and over and over and over again, man, I don't know if I'd have had it in me. It was hard. It was hard to learn. It was layered. It was nuanced. It was hard. It was worth it. It was worth it. We're about out of time, Scott, but that's what this learning curve for me was. I will never tell people this is easy, but I will promise you it's worth it. You want to tell me it's hard? I'm going to sit right down with you and be like, tell me about how hard it is. You want to tell me that you're up against it, that your credit card's getting bigger and your bank account's getting smaller? I'm going to pull up a chair. I'm going to look you in the eye. I'm going to say, tell me all about it. Tell me how hard it is. I don't shy from that. I'm not afraid of that. We can be as real as you want to be. And guess what? I still believe you're going to win here in a way that is bigger than anything you have ever done anywhere. And you're going to be able to raise the bar on what you expect of yourself. And I don't care that it's hard. In fact, I love that it's hard. I wouldn't have it any other way. Because I think in the hard, you become proud of yourself. When you step up to the hard, every one of us has built the habit of running away from the hard, shying away, calling ourselves realists, running to the next easy thing. When you sit in the hard, you get proud of yourself. When you get proud of yourself, that has a ripple effect outside of you where you start showing up different. So yeah, it's hard. Let's go, baby. I'm here for the hard. And I think you are too.
I already know the answer to this, but Jim, would you trade all of that for where you're at now? Like, would you trade places and forego all of that just to be where you're at now?
It's scary, Scott, in reality, because in that first year, things were so desperate and the pressure on my shoulders was so hard. If you had offered me a salary job at 150 grand a year, I would have quit Symmetry a second time and I would have taken that job. I mean, that is just my straight up real.
Yeah.
The pressure was so big, it was so hard. I didn't have that opportunity and I wasn't spending the time seeking it. But if I'm honest, I would have. In reality, I made $500,000 in 2024. So am I glad that I didn't sacrifice my future potential for 150 grand stagnant salary? I am. At the time, I would have. I didn't see the full picture.
Yeah, man, so good. Hey, before anyone hops off, go follow this man on Instagram, Meet Jim Larsen, at Meet Jim Larsen. What a freaking treat today. What a treat. You guys throw it in the comments if something impacted you. Jim, thank you for your time, man. What a treat for our team. I'm very, very thankful that you came on here. Kate, you want to close this out?
Yeah, if you guys want more of Jim, he has thankfully released a podcast. You'll be able to find that link in his Instagram or Facebook if you go and follow him. I recommend following him. He will just completely keep you going on the hard days. Also, if you're interested in a little bit more of Jim, consider joining the accountability group and do not miss conference. I know you're going to be at Ignite, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So Ignite is coming up in a
I'm
few
going to be
weeks.
speaking
February.
from the stage at Ignite. I don't know what I'm speaking on yet, and I have not started putting it together, but it will get put together before I'm live on the stage.
Knowing
And
you,
it'll
that's
be
just in the back
amazing.
of your mind, and you're like, I'm ready to start rehearsing. So let's do this. Jim, I want to reiterate what you said at the very beginning. Like when we first met you, I was like, I got to figure out how to hitch my wagon to the student and do life with him, because the association is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. So I just want to say thank you again. Thanks for investing into our team today. I love you,
Yeah.
man.
Appreciate you guys. Love you too. Bye,
Thank
y'all.
All right,
you.
y'all. Happy Friday. This recording will be up here soon. Love y'all.